From 1981, the supply-side economic theory dominated the country. And here's where those four letters we told you to remember come storming back. NLRB, or the National Labor Relations Board. The very agency created to protect workers became target number one of supply-siders. Through the 1980s and 1990s, the economic royalists dragged the NLRB into court again and again. 1984, then 1985, 1987, 1991, then in 1992, 1994, 1995, and again in 1998, and finally, 1999. I mean, damn. Each time, courts chipped away at protections, making it harder to organize, easier for corporations to stall contracts, and safer for employers to fire union supporters. But it wasn't just lawsuits, because corporations launched a full-scale war as they brought in high-priced consultants to run union avoidance campaigns. They fired organizers illegally, knowing the penalties were weak. They stalled contract negotiations until unions bled out. And the courts, already stacked with royalist judges since 1939, honestly looked the other way. Meanwhile, supply-side economics opened the floodgates for inequality, tax breaks at the top, deregulation of industries, and an open invitation for corporations to break unions without fear. By the mid-1990s, globalization supercharged the assault. Factories shut down, jobs shipped overseas, and entire union strongholds were gutted. The message was clear. Unions had no friends in the courts, no friends in the corporations, and no friends in politics. The result was union density collapsed. From post-war highs, it fell to barely a sliver of the workforce by 2000. Exactly what economic royalism planned out. Entering 2001, unions were already cornered. And from then to now in 2025, the economic royalists have kept swinging. The courts kept up their attacks. In 2002, we had Hoffman Plastic. Undocumented workers fired for organizing were denied back pay. A message to bosses: you can exploit the most vulnerable with no penalty. In 2018, there was Janus as public sector unions stripped of agency fees nationwide, bleeding their budgets. Then in 2023, there was Glacier. Employers were given power to sue unions in state court for strike damages, piercing the NLRA shield. At the same time, right-to-work laws spread like wildfire through the South and Midwest. Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, Kentucky, West Virginia all tipped against unions. And remember the NLRB, the agency that once stood as labor's shield? It became a tug of war. Under economic royalism supply-side control, decisions slowed organizing, gave bosses more delay, and weakened card check. Now in 2025 comes the latest economic royalist bullshit: tariffs. Politicians sell them as pro-worker that bring the jobs back. But under economic royalism supply side, jobs don't come back for people. Jobs come back for automation and artificial intelligence. Not unions, not raises, not power. Just machines replacing workers while profits stay locked at the top. Tariffs without complete worker protection, like between 1935 and 1947, is complete bullshit. Do not be fooled. The history that I have went over is very deep with misdirection and manipulation. Economic royalism and economic royalists will stop at nothing to destroy unions in America and abroad. That's right, viewers. Economic royalism and union busting is not confined to the United States. American economic royalists laid the groundwork for other countries to follow since 1981, and they have followed step for step. Economic royalism and economic royalists have spread their bullshit to over 130 countries around the world. In every one of these countries, labor unions are attacked vigorously. It's so blatant that you can identify economic royalism-controlled countries by how they treat their labor unions. If unions are crushed, if strikes are outlawed, if wages are kept flat while profits soar, you've found economic royalism, my friend. This is the pattern. This is the system. And now it has a name: economic royalism. Unions cannot rise again until we crush economic royalism, period. The first step is cutting money out of politics by repealing the 2010 Citizens United Act. The second step is spreading this union message until nobody can ignore it. Economic royalism thought they had unions beaten forever, but they didn't count on one thing: the economic hammer. Now, viewer, you know the truth, and you can see economic royalism clearly, and once seen, it cannot be unseen. For more information on economic royalism, please visit economicroyalism.com. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. You don't want to miss my next untold story. Oh, and one last thing. God bless worker unions. Hearts.